How's it guys, Bushcraft Viking here. In today's video, I'll be going over a pair of pants that I'd waxed, or the same brand that I showed you guys in the last video, Wrangler Ranger Rigs. Not the exact same pair, but an old pair of work pants. These old pants, they were looking pretty rough as it was, so I decided to go ahead and make these guys into pants that are hopefully going to last a lifetime. I use beeswax to treat these pants. I did end up breaking these guys in here a little bit on the walk down here, and also earlier today after I made them, I did break in a little bit by hand and made them a little bit more malleable. They were literally as stiff as a board. So this video is going to be about me testing them out and also doing a little bit of foraging. But we will see, because running low on light. There's only a few hours of daylight left. I don't know if there's any wild greens out here from your harvest. Okay, so these are the pants. These are Wrangler Ranger Rigs. These pants, as you can see, they have been through the ringer. They got tears in them. They got just a bunch of wear and tear. I got a hole right here. I've got a hole in its utility pouch here where I carry my pliers at. And I decided to retire these pants to being primarily bushcraft pants. Now on rainy days at work, I'll still probably end up wearing these guys just because they're waterproofed. I know they don't look the best, but so far these things are proven to be really rugged. Now, just a simple beeswax really helped to strengthen the overall pants themselves. It basically took them from being average canvas style pants to be that beeswax had taken about a $50 pair of regular cargo pants that have double layer in the front. They're being pretty close to a $300 pair of pants that serve a similar purpose. For about 60 to 70 bucks, I basically made myself a really good pair of pants that are going to last me a while. Do is melt more wax on these once it kind of wears off, and I'll be good. It's just pure beeswax. So I do have some flexibility in these pants. It's kind of weird though. Like, these pants are still rigid in some areas, but they were even more rigid before. For every time I'd take a step, my pants would literally shift up like this. So if I wouldn't have worked them out by hand a little bit and walk down here, by not warming them up a little bit like that, like, these things would still be super stiff. Generally, this is kind of how they are stiffness wise whenever you first get them. So obviously these guys are not going to be waxed whenever you initially get them, because I don't believe they actually make these same pants to be waxed at all. So if you want to do something like that, have a decent pair of bushcraft pants, this is what I'd recommend. These Wrangler Ranger Rigs, and also waxing them. You can use paraffin wax or beeswax. Now, I am looking at making a few things out of canvas, and I'm planning on waxing those with paraffin wax or beeswax. I'm looking at making a bag, like just a normal tinder bag or kindling bag, out of canvas and then waxing it. And I'm also looking at making my bag that I usually bring out here that you guys have seen in multiple videos. I'm also looking at waterproofing that with some rather paraffin wax or beeswax. Probably going to go with paraffin wax just because it is cheaper. It's about $4 a pound compared to beeswax, where it's about 10 to 20 bucks a pound depending on what you get. So what I got here is that little duct tape bucket I showed you guys in the last video. This is kind of my temporary way of foraging for stuff, because I can take everything I forage, throw it in here, and carry it out. I do have a carabiner on my belt loop right here. I always carry this thing. This guy will be going around the handle, just like so. This thing will be held off my belt loop, just like this. And there we go. Now if I go around and forage anything, I can take it, put it in here, and go. This is a makeshift foraging container, and it works. And I can also use this to carry water too, and other supplies I may find along the way. It's going to give me an extra container to carry things in. Trees new. There's a new down tree up here I didn't see before. It's been from one of the most recent storms we had. I'm also What I'm looking for is down trees and tree stumps, because that is where I can find chicken of the woods at. But I'm looking specifically for oak trees. So if you see me looking around through these little walkthroughs, that's what I'm looking for. In this area, there's a lot of dead trees. They've been down for years, and some of them are recent, some of them are for the past 10 years, some of them are even older than that. There are stumps out here that are older than me. Different species of chicken of the woods is what I'm after, because that was some of the best mushrooms I've literally ever had. Yeah, this tree is a maple tree. I was kind of hoping this would have been oak, but it's maple. This was not like this recently. This must have just happened around one of those big storms we had about a month or two ago. This is currently blocking my path, so I'll have to go out around. Tree tried to close on me. So I've got no clue what kind of mushrooms any of these are, but these guys right here in particularly had kind of caught my attention just because how weird they look. It could be puffballs. I don't know. And I'm not even going to attempt to do anything with them. I've got no clue. But if you guys have any idea on what any of these mushrooms here are, leave it down in the comments section. I'm genuinely curious. I'm getting into foraging. Chicken of the woods and hen of the woods are like the only two that I know of. Okay, so this area here is a good area for me to test out these pants, because there is nothing but jaggers and thorn bushes right here in this area. That is actually awesome. I can't even feel the jaggers at all in these pants. Like, I cannot feel them. That's phenomenal. Walk through this big old bush right here. This guy right here has a ton of tiny little thorns on it. Now, I was not anticipating this bush to be chest height on me, but okay, I kind of had a little bit come up here through the elbow, but other than that, I did not feel a single thing in my legs. That is actually phenomenal. I'll bring you guys up close to this bush so that we can see the kind of thorns on this guy. I've walked through these things before in the exact same style of pants, thinking like, they're not going to puncture through, but they always do. If you look, see that little barb coming off of that? That is like a needle. I walked entirely through that in these pants, ouch. These little thorns are everywhere. I didn't see this little guy right here, and I just poked my finger on it. These guys are super sharp. Another one right here too. The fact that I was walking through them and did not feel a single thing in these pants. Yeah. As you can see, I don't feel a single thing in these pants. I literally do not feel a single thing. That is amazing. Like, I was not anticipating that. This is a huge advantage, because if I know I'm going through a really bad easement at work, I might wear these guys, because these thorns are stopping in this. They're not even penetrating through anywhere on this, which is huge. So now I really don't have to worry too much about jaggers poking through my pants. I can just walk right through everything. I'm genuinely happy with this. This is an awesome result. Do you guys see what I see? Look, right there is animal bones. I'm going to go down there and check that out, because that can be a really cool resource. Yeah, this is definitely a deer carcass. It's not that old. I could make some bone tools out of these guys. I really could. Like, it's basically like a whole deer here for the most part. And like the whole spinal cord's here. Here, got some of the leg bones. There is also rib bones too. So I'm guessing this is a hunter-kill area, just for the fact that there's no skull. Now the pelvis here is in two pieces. This is a small young deer. I can just tell by looking at it, this is a super young deer. Now, these 4 limb bones I got here, I will 100% be saving, because I know I can make bone knives out of these. It's like it looks like they've been out here for a while. Yeah, I mean, like, probably the best bones, to be honest with you, out of this whole deer carcass I just found, are literally just 4 pieces of leg bones. So, hey, at least I'm leaving here with something compared to nothing. And these are going straight into the foraging bag. So if you guys want a video on knife making, let me know. Because I'm looking at making a bone knife out of one of these guys right here. At some point, I'm looking around to see if I can possibly find the skull, but I'm not seeing it because I love finding animal skulls. That's like one of my go-to things. I've found plenty of deer skulls. I've found a couple squirrel skulls. I've even found a groundhog skull before. I've also found a coon and a possum skull at one point. Never found a bear skull. I've never found a coyote skull. Never found a fox skull. So this right here is that pile of bones I was just at. You can kind of see it's not a very big pile of bones. This was not a very big deer. This is probably a yearling, maybe even a fawn. Now, it's crazy to think about is just up there is where I recorded the Dollar General Survival Challenge, and right behind you guys, maybe like 10 feet away, is where I found all those deer bones at. Beside me here is where I came to gather that water in that one section of that video. So if it was a true survival situation, like, I would have had that at least. Oh, I just found something else. Let's see what this is. Kind of an awesome score. We just found ourselves an old tire inner tube. It's not dry rotted, actually. It doesn't look to be dry rotted. But this is genuinely an awesome score because there's a lot I can do with this guy. Oh, I just got all that nastiness all over my left hand. All that nastiness right there. I will actually be using this guy. There's a lot of different uses I can actually use for this in particular piece of material here. Still, this is an awesome find. It really is. If you come out here, if you explore, you'll find garbage like this everywhere. You can tell it's been here for a while, just how dirty it is, and discoloration on it. Like, this guy's definitely been down here for a while. So I am going to put this somehow on my bag. I bet you this looks kind of familiar. This was the location I filmed the Dollar General Survival Challenge at. That leaf tried to attack me. But anyways, like, I'm not really seeing any crazy fungal kinds of things like chicken at the woods is. Like, it sucks because that's the main reason why I came out here, is to try to find that. This is the harsh reality of bushcraft and survival. So I'm very fortunate to have found the stuff I found. And everything I found with me today is just part of me coming out here. I always find new and cool and interesting things. So I found the bones, the inner tube. That's all I've found so far. Right now, I'm sitting in an old foundation of an old building that used to sit here. And down there in front of you is where the family pond used to be. Unfortunately, as you can see, it is all grown over, and sediments filled it over the past God only knows how many years. I've heard stories of the parties that my family used to have down here. Okay, so right now I'm kind of taking a short break from all this hiking around, and I'm going to give you guys a little update on the pants and how they're actually working. It's taken me a little bit to get used to them, but they are 100% worth doing. So I'm sorry I didn't record any of that for you guys. It took me about 4 hours to actually wax these pants, and I decided not to record it just because, first of all, I didn't have enough room on my phone because I was in the process of editing the previous video, and also I didn't feel like showing you guys the house that I live in. So I figured it would have been pretty boring for you guys to have to sit there and watch me just add wax onto a pair of pants. It's not. These pants so far, I'm loving them. I'm starting to break them in, which is awesome. Now, I still have to do the water test yet. So this right here is that natural spring water from that previous video. So this right here is going to be a little water test. Kind of feel the damp a little bit, just because obviously it's wet. But yeah, that is amazing. You kind of see the wet spot where the water was. I can feel the temperature difference, but other than that, the water just shed right off. But just to know that these pants actually do repel like 90% of the water now is huge. Just to show you guys, you can drink this natural spring water if you know where the source is from. I'm going to drink some of it right now. This stuff is amazing tasting. But you need to make sure that you know where the source water is coming from and it's safe to drink. These pants, how I'm going to wash them is not in a washer or a dryer. I'll be using saddle soap that I use for cleaning my boots. I'll be using the same stuff to be able to wash these pants. And you do not want to put these through the washer or the dryer because it will ruin your wax treatment on this. So I have to wash them by hand with cold water and saddle soap. I'm happy to know that these things actually repel water that well. These are my work boots. These are Carolinas. These only come up to about here on me. They're insulated. They have a composite toe. They also have triple rib shanks, and they're supposed to be waterproof, but I've had them for a year now, and they're not waterproof. These are logger style boots. They got a thick heel on them. They are super durable, and they're actually super comfortable too. So I wear these boots literally every single day. So they have a lot of wear and tear on them. They're cracked. They're just, you know, they've been through hell and back. And the treads in these boots are actually starting to wear off quite a bit, especially on the right boot. That's just from general wear and tear on both the boots and also these pants. So it's kind of funny. The pants I'm wearing right now, untreated, were pretty much the same pants that I was wearing whenever I started wearing these boots. These pants are primarily going to be for my bushcraft and survival stuff now, and also for wearing to work on those cold and wet days. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it and found this kind of interesting, maybe a little bit educational. But I guess the biggest thing that I wanted to do is just test out these pants because I spent about 4 hours making them, and I am extremely impressed with them. You know, what they are, for them being an old pair of work pants, I've transformed them into a pair of bushcraft / survival and even still work pants. I'm happy with them and satisfied. I still have one more pair of old work pants from around the same time I bought these ones that I might actually do a similar thing to them. But I'm not 100% sure yet, and maybe those pants I will make a video on. Out here, this is my home away from home. It's coming out here in the woods. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you around.